Hey everybody, if you're like me, these Sharpie markers are taking over your social feed, particularly on Facebook. I'm seeing advertising for these all the time. Sharpie Creative Markers says they're new. I spent my money and bought an entire pack of multicolors here. And now it says that there's a paint effect to this, but it also says that they are water-based acrylic markers. And so I was just curious, how do these do on glass? I'm gonna say probably not great. They show glass in their advertising, but certainly not kiln glass. They've painted on glass with these, but not fired them in a kiln. So I don't know if these are gonna stand up to kiln temperatures at all, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I'm gonna take every one of them out. I'm going to create a sample on black, a sample on white. I don't expect black to be seen on black. I don't expect white to be seen on white, but I'm gonna give it a try anyway, because strange things happen. So I am going to first fire these to 1375, and I'm not even going to do a hold. I'm just going to ramp right up to 1375, hold for about 15 minutes, and see what happens. That's a popular firing schedule that I use a lot, and so I want to see what happens at 1375. If any of these are successful and survive, then I may put them back in and try for a full fuse to see what happens with new samples, but we're just going to start with the first firing. So here we go. All right, there you are. So they wrote fairly well. I mean, as you may have seen, I didn't shake them or anything. I literally picked them right up out of the package and started. So the packaging says for best results, store horizontally. And so I tried to maintain my tray here because if I like these things, I may just store them that way. I'm gonna put these in. I'll let them dry just a moment, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them in and then see how they go. Now they had different style tips, if I remember correctly. These were the brush tips. Oh no, it says bullet tip, but it's still a relatively big tip, so it wouldn't be something that you'd use for fine work. They may have had a finer tip, I can't recall. But anyway, let's see how they fire. All right, interesting. So they're too hot to pick up and take out and handle right now, but just looking, clearly they lost all of their color. So the white, if that's an effect that you want, the white might be kind of cool, but do not buy these pens because you think, or these markers, because you think that they're gonna retain their color, because they do not. I think what I will do is let this cool a little bit. This was 1375 for 15 minutes, so that's really kind of a tack to contour fuse, depending on your kiln. I don't expect to see much difference at full fuse, but for you, because you're my audience, I'm going to run the kiln again. So once this is cool enough to touch, it's really too hot at this point, but once this is cool enough, I'm going to see, does this wipe off, or is that permanent on there? And then I'll probably, frankly, just leave them where they sit and go ahead and fire it up to a full fuse, more like a 1475, about 100 degrees hotter, and see if they change any more after that. So stay tuned and see what happens there. All right, so this may be hard to see in the video, but on the right-hand side, so down this side, I used a little bit of glass cleaner and rubbed real hard, and some of that white was coming off. You can almost tell it better on top. See how they're almost more gray now on the right hand side? So I left this part so you could kind of see some of that white concentration, but down here on the left, it's hard to see much of that white because it rubbed off and almost left like a silvery finish underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. I'm gonna do a full fuse, and then when it comes out, I'm gonna maybe try a little vinegar and a couple of other things to see what I can remove. So stay tuned, we'll see what it looks like after the full fuse. All right, it might not come across on camera as much, but after full fuse, it almost turned a little yellow or kind of eggshell in color. It seems to stay on there fairly well. So if that's a look you're going for, then feel free to buy one of these pens. It probably doesn't matter what color, and give it a shot. But overall, don't get these if you think you're going to get color out of them. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you subscribe for more. Thanks. Bye.